Video game launches are something that should be celebrated. It's the culmination of much hard work from the developers and many months and years of hype from the fans.
Lots of games came out on Tuesdays for a while, which we can attribute to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis. This was planned to be one of the world's first global launches, meaning that the game would be released everywhere on the same day. They later dubbed it Sonic Tuesday.
Ha ha ha.
Before this game came out and implemented Tuesdays, games would just release whenever and wherever. There certainly weren't any big releases for Atari or NES games, for example.
Over time, video game launches have changed to Fridays for some reason, most likely because of the American work week. Every Friday is the weekend, obviously, so people have more time to play the games and thus buy them. It's basic economics. I don't even know why I explained it. So yeah, at this point I thought I'd just talk off the cuff about my personal video game launch stories. The first midnight launch I ever went to was Super Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch. Now you get to realize I'm pretty young. That was when I could first, drive. Me and my buddy Amazing I actually headed down there. Got there, it was a pretty excited crowd. We were all talking about the game in line. Would there be Mario Sunshine levels? We would talk to each other, don't spoil it for each other. That was the main thing. And that was the main thing. It builds a community, these midnight launches. Everyone's talking to each other, getting hyped. It's something that really should be preserved and excited for. I was talking to everyone in line. They were talking about their video game collections. I was talking about my video game collections and how I was a YouTuber at the time. Still am. So that was a very cool collection. And actually, Best Buy gave me a coin. They gave me a little coin for coming down there. They gave me a poster. It was a very exciting midnight launch. I was super hyped for that game. The next midnight launch I went to was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I drove down there from work so quickly. You should have seen my car. I thought speeding. Don't speed, kids. But yeah, I was just boom. And I actually went to Best Buy for both these places. For those of you who don't know, Best Buy did a Gamers Club Unlocked for 2 years where you basically get 20% off the games if you pay 30 bucks. Good deal. It's a shame they're ending that service. Now, of course, there have always been GameStops you can go to do your midnight launches, but those aren't the same. I went there for a Nintendo Switch launch, and don't get me wrong, it was an amazing experience. The line was going so far down the mall. We were sitting there for 9 hours, me and Amazing I. We got chairs. We actually bought chairs from a Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on camera. It's a sporting store, I promise. And we sat in line, and we actually returned the chairs the next day. Sorry, Dick's. So we actually sat there for, we bought the chairs and we returned the next day, and we sat there for like 9 hours. We'd get food, we'd get Starbucks, another thing. I'm sorry I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I'm just saying their names on this video. But yeah, it was a great time, and you really build a community with these people. In line, we got to have some Nintendo Switch promotional pamphlets, which I actually kept. And it was a really cool thing. I didn't even buy any games with my Switch. I was just there to buy a Switch because I was a broke 17-year-old. Amazing I bought some games. And that's something I really liked about a midnight launch, is that Amazing I would always be right by my side. We'd always do the midnight launches together. Nowadays, I don't go to too many. I do go to the ones that are really important to me, such as Smash Ultimate. But not, it has to be a game that really does excite me. It can't just be some game that I don't even care about. It has to be, I don't go to every single midnight launch. I'd like to. I just don't have the time, the money, the energy to. When I was a kid, I would go to all the Pokemon ones. That was the big thing, is I would just get the Pokemon games. Such good times. And that's the fun thing about midnight launches. You always get the posters and the coins. So nothing too special. I thought I'd just talk about my experiences with midnight launches and video game launches in general. It's something that I feel like should be celebrated and should be talked about a little bit more. It's a very celebrational aspect of gaming. It takes, the excitement and the hype and just culminates into one night that really does build a community. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go stand in the midnight launch for Pong 3. Coming out for the Atari VCS. Can't wait.